Thank you, Mayor. I just want to thank everybody who spoke and everybody who wrote as well. I mean, again, this is what defines Scottsdale. We are definitely engaged. And I also think what I like about Scottsdale is not only are we engaged, but we are kind of a solution-oriented community. And the fact that we had the government, you know, the elected officials, the staff, the private property owners who's been here for 2 generations, it's just been a good process. I also want to say, I want to thank everybody who has a small business in this area and in any area. It is such a risk. It is such an investment of everything you own, and that's the case for Megan, her business, as well as Jackson. So I really admire people who do it, because nobody wants to go visit a town that has just a bunch of Kmart's, and I know they're out of business, but you know, fill in the blank, big box store. We want to go to small businesses that are unique and cool, and certainly both the flower shop and this Poor Decisions are very unique and interesting. Also, this is a case where everybody involved I know and I like. Steve and I go way back. We've been communicating since I got elected, and he's taken me on tours, and we've had a lot of successes. But I do want to, I'm going to offer a compromise to get us to where I think we need to be, but I think the general public doesn't understand a CUP is not zoning. When an applicant comes to us with a zoning case, we can say no. For any reason we want. We can say no because we don't like what the city manager's wearing today. You know, we literally have a lot of leeway. We don't have that leeway with a CUP. A conditional use permit, this city council, this body, can deny it if it's an inappropriate use for that site. And as we know, this site was a bar for 20 years. And I also want to say, the site didn't change. The city's bureaucracy changed. So in 2004, the city required a CUP. So that liquor license, whether it's 6 or 12, we don't have any say of that. As they pointed out, that's the state determination of which license you have, not us. But we added this level of bureaucracy called a CUP, and that was intended to protect the public against a use that is inappropriate in an area. But what we have here is the possibility that if we don't approve this CUP, we're actually using something to protect the public, we're using it to hurt the public. Because if we tell a business they can't be in business anymore when they're absolutely in the right location, and this is a use that has been used over and over again for a bar, then we're doing damage. So it's always that balancing act. We want the regulations to protect the public, but we as the leaders, as the elected leaders, we have to protect against the misuse of these regulations. And so that's what I see here. Now that said, Scottsdale Special, we always like to bring everybody together, and we did have a lot of questions. So noise, and I want to tell you, noise isn't just an issue by the entertainment district. We get noise complaints everywhere, okay? People don't like noise unless maybe they're making it. So but back to the noise. This applicant has offered us, again, in a mixed-use area, our sound ordinance, it doesn't apply. It applies in McCormick Ranch, right? So this applicant has agreed to stipulate noise. And Steve's right, it's hard to enforce. But, it is a stipulation, and his CUP will depend on it. He also has very generously offered to allow me or to allow anyone on council to amend this request to limit the CUP to expire in 6 months. That's a very short period of time. This has been a very stressful 48 hours for these business owners, and I don't want the next 6 months to be stressful. I want them to be solution-oriented, because again, this is a business that belongs in this location based on the zoning and based on past uses. So this council has very little. What we have the power to do is come up with stipulations based on the input of the residents who are concerned, and for the right reasons are concerned, to make sure everybody gets along. That's really our power. And so with that, let me put on my glasses.